I'm having my one.
Hast du etwas Zeit für mich? Dann sing ich ein Lied für dich von 99 Folgen auf einem Weg zum Horizont. Denn zu weit liegt grad an mich. Dann singen ich ein Lied für dich von 99 Folgen des Podcasts. Ich habe meinen eigenen Podcast und das sowas von was kommt. Bup, 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 bup.
Yeah,
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
very
Got
good.
through it.
That's better than a rap.
Exactly. There you go, Scott. 99 episodes, Paul. We're one away, and I'm completely ready for our Essen trip. As you can probably tell, it's very exciting here at IMHOHQ as we get ever closer to the very special 100th episode. This episode, shockingly, is not going to be in German. Instead, we are going to have a look back at our gaming over the first couple of months of 2026 and how we're getting on with those objectives we set ourselves all the way back at the beginning of the year. Wish us luck. Right, Paul. So, what have you been up to so far this year? It feels like we've done quite a bit already, although a lot of that's through BGA, but it's been good. We've done quite a bit.
Yeah, been great to play quite a lot of games, as you say, through BGA. Nice to have you back at Field of the Cloth of Gold on Rally the Troops.
Oh, that game. Oh, that game. I don't know. I find myself just clicking on stuff.
So,
What
well,
is
that's
the what is the strategy for that game?
try and get a load of green tiles because they score as multiples at the end. Try and look
Really?
at what
Did
your
not know
opponent.
that.
So, end game scoring is how many points you've scored overall,
Yeah.
how many gold tokens you have, which is multiplied by where you are on the score thing. So if you're in the 30s, you get one per gold token.
Right.
If you're in the
Okay.
20s, you get two per gold. So it's like a way of catching up by maybe not scoring a load of points early on, but getting higher than that. And then I think the green tokens are worth multiples of themselves.
So what you've done there cleverly is to have read the rules and scoring conditions, and it seems to weirdly have helped you out.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
massively paying off. And then I guess the other trick is to see so the darkness, which is
Darkness. Yeah.
the tokens left in the bag,
Yeah.
and to see how many are left and whether you can drag it out for a few more points if you need to get that boost, or whether there's a way of emptying those tokens early because you think you're going to win.
Yeah. 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 It's been good. It has been good. I've enjoyed having another go and clearly not really knowing what I've been doing.
Yeah, although I think the one thing, right, I really like this game, but the one thing I feel is slightly broken about it
Hmm.
is essentially you can have a terrible game and end up with all the green tiles and you'll win anyway
That
because
hasn't
there were
happened to me. Uh,
so many points at the end. Well, I try and make sure I don't give out green tokens.
yeah, it's this difficult thing, right, where you have to place your cylinder, your piece on wherever, and the options are so limited because there's only ever two
Yeah,
available, right? Or one available. No, two options. You always got two options,
two,
haven't you?
always
Yeah,
two
always
available.
two options. But as soon as you put that on, your opponent in most cases is uh, getting the token right and scoring.
Yeah,
Often from what it's not very easy to just get points. I find to get points yourself. Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, we had a little go at what's it called, Paths of Glory.
Well, talking about, as you said, randomly clicking and not knowing what's going on.
So this is the very, very famous in the right circles, famous GMT uh, First World War game, which I think we've had it on our list for a long time, ever since talking to Steve about it. And yeah, to start with, I had no idea what I'm doing with it, but I've done three games now. Well, I'm in three games, and I'm actually quite enjoying it. I love the history of it. Um, it no, you do just get into a little bit of a depressing First World War, just go and attack with all of your guys, lose half of them, and not really make much progress. But
Yeah,
it,
I've got no idea kind of how to get more guys
well, we need
to.
to jump on a call and talk through it, I think, at some point, because I think it's a really good game, and I think you'd enjoy it.
Oh, I'm enjoying randomly clicking, but
Yeah, fair
but
enough.
yeah, yeah, maybe like you need to read the Cloth of Gold rules.
Yeah,
Maybe I should read the Paths of Glory rules a little bit more because yeah,
yeah, yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
I've kind
It's
of worked out how to do an attack, and I was like, right, that's fine. That's all I need to know how to do.
yeah. Well, next thing we need to cover is supply, because in our current game, you've got a couple of stacks out of supply,
Quite a lot of
and
supply.
it's not going to go well at the end of this turn. Having
No, I
had
don't
have that
don't really
happen to me as well.
understand what I don't really understand what was going on. So,
Yeah. On a not completely dissimilar note, I don't think I told you this. I've played Antica.
Antiqui Duellum,
Yes, with Neil the other night.
it's so good.
It is a really good game, and I haven't played that. I looked because, as you know, we are nerds and we do log the games that we play, and it's been so long that was not in any of my logs. According to
Right.
BGG, that's the first time I ever played that game, which it definitely isn't. So it's got to be like 6 years since I've played that game.
But you've also played original Antiqui, haven't you?
I used to own it, and it's one of those that's just great, but just can't get it to the table because nobody cares about it other than me, kind of thing. There's, I think there's when I had it, I felt that the Duellum version, which is a two-player, and this is an old game by the same guy who created Concordia. Neil was telling me, which I didn't realize. And it's just a little two-player, simple Rome versus Carthage, or on the other side of the board, Greece versus Persia, something like that. And it's getting resources, moving some units around, that kind of thing. But really quite a simple game,
Yeah.
um, quite tactical in the options that you take. We did get in a situation in the game that Neil and I had that I was very clearly had the momentum with me. And we discussed this afterwards that you can sort of get into a position where you get a bit stuck, where if the resources, we really enjoyed playing it, but if the resources are against you, you there's not a lot you can do about it. It's just a little bit of a wave and playing it out. It's still fun. Now, having said all of that, you won't be shocked to learn, Paul, I still lost because, as always, I just unfortunately missed one thing. Busy sitting there thinking, oh, this is fine. I can't see anywhere that Neil's going to get these extra victory points at all. And then he did it through getting the technology. So one of the things you can do in the game is invest in technology or breakthroughs or something like that, he calls them, doesn't it? And not being smart enough until after he'd done it to go, hang on a minute, if I got one of those technologies first, I immediately rob him on the point and then he's got no way to win. So it was fairly frustrating, but it was great to play it again and fantastic simple game that you and he have played so many times and for
Loads of
years
times.
and years and years, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Mm. What else on any of the digital have you
On
been?
the digital, little games. So I've played quite a lot of Sea Salt and Paper.
Ah, have you? How's that?
Yeah, really nice actually. It's a quirky looking artwork type of game,
Mm.
which,
It's sort of
which I
like
like.
origami kind of vibes to it, aren't there?
Yeah, it does. And you're sort of collecting cards and playing points. Um, and you're trying to score points, but you can only like declare your points after you hit a threshold, which is traditionally seven.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's played over rounds, and then you're ultimately looking for between 30 and 40 points for victory.
Right.
But when you declare your points, there's two ways of doing it, which is you can kind of just stop the round and say, I've hit seven, or you can keep going in your, you don't have to do it immediately at seven. And say, like, right, that's fine. And everyone scores. Or you can go, well, I think I've got a good score, but everyone else gets another round.
Right.
But if you still beat them after the other round, then only your points count.
Yeah.
Whereas on the first one, everyone's points count.
Right.
So, there's a bit of an element of, kind of guessing what other people have got and whether you'd be willing to gamble and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, really good.
I've had a little go. One of my brothers has a copy of it, and we played it on holiday last year. But I was pretty tired at the time. I didn't really take much of it in. You know, when you try and learn a board game, even that simple, when you're pretty
Yeah.
tired, it just doesn't go in.
Yeah, and although this game, because it's just a small box little game,
Mm,
but if you can pair up certain cards, then they give you little benefits. So it's also then trying to remember what those pairings will do.
right,
So if you get like a shark and a swimmer, you can play them out and say, I've got a shark and a swimmer. And then you can, I think that one is you can steal a card from another player.
right.
But it also means that they know that you've got those cards and you've got those points.
What's what's a comparable game? Just if people listening to this, okay, nobody's listening to this, but imagine somebody was listening to this. Uh, what sort of game would you compare it to? Or is it just incomparable?
I don't know. I mean, it's largely set collection card games.
Right.
There's enough of those out there.
Mm.
Um,
Is it the sort of thing then that is it good enough that you'd want to own a copy? You do love a small box game. Is it the sort of thing you're interested in?
do love a small box game because of my lack of space now. I've
Yeah.
bought too many big box games. Um, yeah, I think I probably would own a copy. It's just working out who I would play it with because once you're
Right.
going, the game is simple. But I know trying to teach it to my family, halfway through teaching it, they will switch off.
I think that was slightly my memory of it actually when we were playing, is that it seemed quite complicated, or like there was quite a lot of rules to should have been a very simple game.
Yeah, I mean, BGG scores at a weight of
No,
1.48,
it can't be that bad, I think.
but I don't it's one that I would disagree with because it's not just the very basic rules are really simple.
Hmm.
You can take a face-up card or two from the deck, pick one and discard the other. Build up until you got points, play your points.
Yeah.
But it's all of the other little bits and pieces and working out what the iconography does and all of those things that I think can kind of because you'd need to explain that, I think, if you were teaching the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that that sounds right from when I was learning it. What did you think of speaking of small box stuff, what did you think of Tacta?
Um,
This card placement game where it's all about shapes, these very vibrant, bright neon
it,
cards that you place one on top of
it
another.
is very vibrant and bright. Um, I don't think it was for me,
Mm.
but I don't know if it was because we were just playing it on Board Game Arena, those kind of big layout puzzle type games don't always work. Um,
I would agree up to a point, apart from can you imagine trying to play this game? You'd need on like in real life, imagine such thing is that you'd need a massive table and one and you've donked the game across the table because it's all about placing the cards in the right space. And I suppose you could probably work it out, but um, yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because we were playing this asynchronously on BGA, which is not how this game was designed to be made, right? To be played, sorry.
Yeah.
Is it's meant to be just a quick, right, put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down. Not a lot of thought going into it and just kind of do it. Um, but then I do think it's slightly better because it is on BGA because one, if you just don't know what you're doing like me, it shows you where you can put your cards.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, and yeah, same thing that you don't. I use the phrase again, doink the cards all over the floor. Let's hope doink doesn't mean anything else. Maybe just did I say donk? We'll go with donk. Donk.
Doink was the old WWF clown wrestler from the 90s.
Wow, there we are. That's target audience right there.
How's that for some
Yeah, it's
niche
interesting. I
reference?
was filling something in about our target audience, and I put, yeah, well, probably maybe 30s through 50s, a little bit older. Yeah, I don't know. So perfect target audience. In fact, I take it
Yeah.
all back. What another small one, and one we might cover on the future episode of the podcast, perhaps. So maybe we'll keep it quite light. But we played it 8 times so far this year. It's Castle Combo.
Yes. Yeah, that's been uh, I've really enjoyed it actually. I know you're kind of getting a bit we're having a little break from Castle Combo after
We're having a
smashing that.
break. We're on a break.
I think that's a really good like I think that'd be a really good in person to the pub game.
I agree. Yeah. I despite myself, I'm actually how I was starting to enjoy it. I mean, you were absolutely thrashing me, I think, on almost every single game we had that, but that's usual. However, it was a sort of game to start. I was thinking, oh, what is this? This is not really the sort of thing that I'm keen on, really. Just weren't enough tiny little pieces pulled in it. Just didn't say GMT on it anywhere like that.
No.
But actually, despite myself, and I surprised
And
myself
it
a little
had
bit.
decent artwork.
That actually, yeah, it's really good to look at. The the gameplay I can imagine be extremely quick. And yeah, yeah, I wanted to have a little break from it because we played it a lot. But actually, yeah, it's a decent game, and I'd like to come back and talk about it some more another time, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's one for an episode. And so I guess the other one I think that we've been playing at the moment that would make a good episode is Sky Team.
Yes, this I almost feel like this is made for BGA.
Oh, it is asynchronous BGA. I'm only drinking tea tonight. I don't even
It's all
know.
right, well, at least you didn't have to get through that intro.
I had to sit through it.
Yeah.
No, sorry, it was very good. Well done. Um, but yeah, asynchronous BGA is perfect. It's really good.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah. And what a good game. It's such a good game.
yeah.
I really wish that. No, I'm catching myself as I'm saying this because I wish this all the time, and it just doesn't quite happen, and it's okay, and we're all okay with it. Is that my wife unfortunately doesn't like board games as much as I do, and
Preach.
I just wanted her to go, "Oh, this is the game. This is brilliant," and it didn't quite happen, unfortunately. So my copy got moved on to our friend Ali, who plays it now happily with his wife. So,
Oh, I'm
oh,
so pleased for them.
oh well. But yeah, great game. It's really fun to be able
It
to play it.
it's the sort of game I was like, I should get a copy of this, and I was like, Michelle would not play this with me.
Yeah, well done for not spending the money on it because I did that. Ever hopeful. But as she always says, it's not critical that she likes all the board games that I like. But I think she just hasn't found her favorite one yet. That's what it is.
Well, maybe Paths of Glory.
Well, you could hope it could happen, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Any other last digitals before we move on to actually having something physical in your hand?
So I've been playing some Galactic Cruise digitally.
How are you getting on with that? This was the big prezi from
Yeah.
Seb at Christmas.
Yeah, well, and Seb and I are meeting up in March, so I said I'd learn how to play it.
Nice. Great.
So yeah, it's okay. I find actually with a lot of the big games on BGA because I'm playing asynchronous,
Yeah.
it's very hard to track what other people are doing.
Massively, definitely.
Um, and I don't think I'm very good at it. So
And it's a work placement, resource gathering,
yeah,
blast off to space kind of game, right?
engine buildery, yeah.
Yeah. Looks like
All
it's gonna be good.
yeah, really nice. And the components, the real life components are beautiful. It'll look like a lovely game. I think it'll be very good. So I played that. Other things digitally is some Res Arcana, which is a,
Oh, right.
a little sort of deck building-y type of, but more than two-player game.
Is that an app or is that on BGA?
Oh, it's on BGA.
Cool. Okay. I've always had a little eye on that one.
Yeah, I nearly bought it a while ago, and we bought Snowcrest instead, which I'm really glad because my wife
Okay.
loves Snowcrest
Yeah.
and got lots of nice things to say about that game. But yeah, so
Yeah, cool. Okay. What about in the real world? What you play? Because you've been doing quite a bit, right? Because you've got your couple of different clubs that you've been doing.
yeah. So I guess one of the bigger ones that was really good to play was Unconscious Mind.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Yes, 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 yes. I remember us talking about this on the podcast
yeah,
ages ago. This is the Freudian um whatever it's called, like Wednesday night psychologist club or something,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's the one. Um, and it's a really good game. Like production quality is great, artwork is great. The kind of small sort of engine builder that you can get going by curing someone and getting some resources and other things is really good. The worker placement element is clever
Mm,
because you can place a worker, but then normally you put a worker down and that's the spot you're going for.
yeah,
But you can choose, depending on where you place them, between two and four objectives. But by doing that, it gives you more chance to kind of block someone else. So
right,
there's a bit more tactics to it, I think. Yeah, really, really, really good. Um, Quite a big teach,
right.
but once you get going, once you play the first couple of turns, it kind of slots.
And was that at your Tuesday night club
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so there is a group there definitely that wants the big heavy stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cool, cool. Well, that's
So
good. That's
and
good.
with those people, we've played things like SETI and stuff. We don't actually have enough time on a Tuesday night because the pubs start kicking us out, but we've met up separately for SETI.
Right.
Um,
Yeah,
that kind
cool.
of 3 hours is just a bit long to fit in.
Yeah, okay. But it's just in a pub, though, is it? I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic. Nice pub, Centurion in Chester. Well
Right.
done. Yeah, like so welcoming.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when you think of a pub called the Centurion, it's exactly what you think of. Right down to the decor and the same old men you see in there every week. Um, and they, and it's the sort of place where they do like funeral wakes and
Yeah.
stuff. So there's occasionally a slightly cold plate of sausage rolls kicking about. And that,
Just snarfling up.
yeah, but you come in and they sort of in this old man proper boozer pub, they've got
Boozer.
there's no not a menu, not a they haven't turned part of it into a Thai restaurant or
It's like
all of
that
these
pub in Hot Fuzz of what's your wine list?
yeah,
We got red and we got white.
perfect. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. But they couldn't be more welcoming of us. I don't think they really understand what's going on,
Mm.
but they're very welcoming and
We're just
supportive.
happy to see people there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
always busy in there.
Is it?
Yeah. On a
Well, it's
Tuesday night.
not always the story of all pubs. So
No.
no, it's good. Good to hear.
Anyway, yeah.
Cool. Good. Well, it's great to have that local group that you can go to. And Chester's not too far away from you, right? So
No, and it's like this side of Chester for me, so it's a 20-minute drive,
oh, great.
which
Perfect.
is
How did you find those? I wonder whether that's it's not something that particularly I've tried to do myself because of lucky enough to to a certain extent, have more people to play games with than I have time, really. But how did you go out and find those guys in the first place?
I found them on a Facebook.
Good old Facebook
I,
board game,
so
UK
good.
board game chat, or whatever it's called.
So yeah, so I put a message on one of the big groups and was like, right, what's out there? And then I found a link to this club.
Yeah,
And there's actually like Chester, there's quite a lot of different groups, but the Tuesday one just kind of works for me.
brilliant.
So there's
Yeah.
a Monday night one, which is really nice, but inconveniently, we're usually playing games. So
Yeah.
um,
I think that is just great. I mean, it's good to hear that it's so easy to be able to do it. And you can imagine it being a very common thing that very easy to start building up a collection and getting excited and that kind of thing. And maybe you can play some games with your family, but maybe they're not in that into it as much as we are. So being able to have a group that you can then go to rather than just kind of sitting a bit sad with your big ball games collection and no one to play with. So yeah, very good, very
and
good.
everyone like I've met. So not only this group, the group I've met on Monday, and actually when I first played SETI, it was someone in the group said, I've got SETI, who fancies a game, but we can't play at the pub, come to my house.
Yeah,
And so before I'd even met these people, they were like, yeah, yeah, come and play with us.
nice.
Um, but when I've gone to AirCon or
Right.
even at UKGE,
Which is, the amount of people there, right?
every time I've had a game with a random stranger, it's always been a pleasant experience.
Isn't that just the slightly unusual thing about this hobby that everybody always says is a bit of a cliche almost, but it's very, very, very rare to find somebody who is not just relaxed and just there for a good time, right?
Yeah.
And easy to get on. I say rare because it does happen every now and again. I did have a game with somebody on Rally the Troops the other day who was getting very upset over the dice roll that was happening, to the point he put a comment in the forum on it, complaining how the system was rigged. And I thought you might be taking this one a little bit too seriously. Anyway,
Um,
so
but yeah, it's a really great community,
yeah,
and there's enough people out there that yeah, you're right. You're not going to get on with everyone, but
but I'd go as far as say easily 95%
yeah,
are going to be people that you'd be at least happy enough to play a game with.
yeah. And there are probably some people that find me slightly abrasive, but
What?
they
Can't
can.
imagine it.
I was about to do a swear because Seb's not here, so I thought
But
someone.
someone's got to, yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I know I've talked a lot and you haven't talked a huge amount.
That's all right. It's very often the other way around, Paul. So, of
But can I just throw one more in that I played on
course.
a Tuesday night,
Yeah.
which is called Photograph. This is a
Right.
game from 2016, um, and it's just a card game, quick, like a quick 15, 20 minute set collecting, play your cards down, but a bit like Scouts, where you can't change the order of the cards in your hand.
Yeah, I do like that about Scout. Yeah, cool.
So you're trying to play your cards, your film out in order.
Right.
So you are creating in the different set colors they've got an
Mm,
ascending or descending numerical pattern. And if you can't hit that pattern, then there are penalties and stuff.
got you.
It and everyone's drawing from a a market to build their hand up and then play singles or multiples of cards. It's really engage like as a quick little fun game. It's one of those that is engaging enough. And like, I love Flip 7. I absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant.
Mm.
But largely, you're at the mercy of what card is coming out.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
can, you can play the odds. And look, I'm sure if you're really good at paying attention to say, oh, right, well, we've had nine of the 10 tens out,
Sure. Sure.
but who's got time for that?
Yeah.
But this one, you actually feel like you've got some agency over whether you're going to do well or not in this game
Mm.
because your decisions matter, whereas you can just get lucky and flip 7.
Yeah. Well, Interesting that you mentioned Flip 7 though. Did you see there is a new Flip 7? Flip 7 with a vengeance.
Yeah, where there's more nasty cards and extra
Yeah,
nasty, new nasty cards.
new nasty cards. So I'm quite tempted to give this a go, just see what it's like. I gave away my copy of Flip 7 to my niece and nephew at Christmas, so I thought, oh, well, maybe this is a good opportunity to get this one and see if it's okay or whether it's too nasty. I don't know. Maybe don't mess with the classic.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that, but yeah, I kind of think so. For me, the Sunday night group that I started running at the local church is great, but Flip Seven's a really good one for newer people, people that
Yeah.
haven't played many board games.
And that's more of the vibe of that one, right? It's your
Yeah.
ticket to rides and your, simple stuff, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
So
cool.
need to build them up to.
Just wait until we get to Paths of Glory. It'll be fun.
I don't think we can play that because I don't understand.
Yeah, it's good. Well, it's great that you've
I'd
got
like to
those
get
two
them to
groups.
Cyclades.
Yeah, I think
That
that's
feels like
doable.
a manageable level because I love that game and I never get round to playing it. Not that, it's just one of those. It's a bit like Neil's copy of Feast Rodin. He brought it to every single games event we had and it never came out. And Cyclades is that one for me.
Do
So
you know what? I am slightly burnt from Cyclades. Is that I think you were there, but that one time when we played it with Neil's cousins-in-law, and we thought, oh, this is good. This is. I think it was a TI day that you missed, and it was the night before. And we hadn't met these guys before, but heard they were quite into their board games, or hadn't played games with them before anyway. And so I think maybe Seb rocked up with his copy of Cyclades and got us out. We thought we played this before, we know what we're doing. They absolutely wiped the floor with us. They completely trashed us, which was a good foreshadowing for how that first TI game went with those guys as well.
well, the thing with Ant and Dan is they are like kind of almost like next level geniuses, aren't they? They like
Big brains.
big
Yeah,
brains.
yeah.
Whereas, I mean, especially when I play Cyclades, it's like, right, what do I want to do on this turn?
Absolutely. Yeah,
It's
it's
like
sort of
absolutely no long term.
big brain playing. Yeah,
Or,
absolutely.
even if I've got a plan, hang on a minute, Tom just attacked me. Right. Well,
Must get revenge. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great game, Cyclades. I was reading a review of the new one. Is it called the Legendary Edition
yes.
that came out? And I don't know that I mean, proof's in the pudding. Need to play it. But from what this reviewer was saying, I don't think it can actually be better than the original. There were some criticisms being leveled at the original about it, sometimes getting a little bit stuck sometimes and saying that the expansions kind of fixed that.
Yeah.
There's a couple, I think they're Titans and Hades, and they're kind of somewhat amalgamated in this new version. But there were lots of things that they'd added in this reviewer saying that I didn't really feel would particularly add to the game. Anyway, I'll send the review your way at some point. See what you think, and maybe we'll have a go. Might be one to just sort of get. I tell you, the biggest thing though is unless you bought the Kickstarter one, you don't get the lovely plastic miniatures. They're standee monsters and wooden. I think they're wooden maybe or something like that. Just not quite cubes, but meeple type things. Rather than one of the things that was always great about Cyclades is the fantastic, slightly wonky Greek warriors and stuff that you had alongside the Medusa and everything else. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. I can't remember which one it is, but I think, yeah. I mean, I'm really happy with just base game Cyclades. And to be honest, the amount of times it comes out, there is no point in me buying an expansion.
I'd love
But
to get a game of that though.
I think one of the two, and I'd have to look, is the one they say like either the Hades or the Titans is like, yeah, that's the one you need to kind
Yeah,
of. But I can't remember which one it is.
so you just have to get both. Old copies of that sort of stuff will appear on eBay now. People have got
Oh,
good
they do
intention
come
with it,
up from
so
time to time. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's just about what's the point of buying expansion to game that you barely ever play over anyway. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, my side, I've played quite a few new or returning classics. So I had a game of Nemesis Retaliation, which I think maybe is another one we'll come back to in the future. But again, another really good
Yeah.
and different game that we played. Uh, without too many spoilers and everything to do with that game, I managed to be, I think, the only person who got out without dying, and then was killed right at the end, not through the aliens, through other things in that game. That was good. Um, Played The Last of Us Escape the Dark, which is an interesting one. So we played this at the Expo last year, and this is the Escape the Dark Castle kind of brilliant game that we love, made out into a full 2+ hour board game that is based around The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I think I will say I'm missing some of the context around this one because poor old me, I've never played the video game and I've never watched the TV show, even though everyone tells me I need to do both those things. Um, so I think I'm missing some of the joy of that that you inevitably get when you're playing something of an IP that you really love. Um, it's an interesting one though. We had fun. It was great. But it's an interesting thing of what they've done with it to take this game, which is such a great, tight, speedy, bloody difficult game of Escape the Dark Castle and blown that up with really mostly the same sort of rules to be this as I say sort of full what you go in inverted commas full board game. And I think it does lose a little bit of something with that is that you end up rolling buckets full of dice, which is fun to a point. But again, I think it's difficult, having been someone who's loved and played that original so much, to, I know it sounds silly, but to kind of lose some of that as you're going up to that big board game. And again, I'm not quite sure on the Last of Us stuff. So I think if you really love the Last of Us and you're not so silly and get hung up on things, maybe you'd love it more than I did. But it's still a good game. There's still a lot of good stuff that is in there, I can see. Um, the I think maybe one of the only other big ones I want to mention that I've played in person recently is also the Old King's Crown. I've played that twice so far this year.
That's the one game I'd love to
Gotta get it.
to
Gotta get
play.
a go. Gotta get a go. Gotta get a game of this, Paul. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's really, really very good. I think it might be one of my favorite. I think I played it first actually last year, but one of the best games I've played so far. It looks beautiful and the gameplay is really interesting. So yeah, really good. It's sort of gone a little bit. I find my games group on Wednesdays, games sort of feature and then disappear for months. And I
Yeah.
think we've kind of moved on from it now. So we probably won't play it again for some months now. But that's okay. It's a shame, but because everybody really knows how to do it now, I think. Um, but it's probably be 6 months before we come back and play it again. I would think because there's so much else to play. But yeah, those have been the kind of the big ones um, that
Okay.
we've had a go at and loved. So what about objectives? We'll be fairly brief on this. We're only a couple months in at this point, but have you got your objectives to hand, Paul? Do you remember what your objectives for 2026 were and how you're getting on with them?
Well, I think trying to play everything in my collection and then selling
And
what in the collection. Well, I've got quite a lot of games.
are you doing any kind of like list of them? Look, you love a spreadsheet. I love a spreadsheet. Have you got a list of them and you're just going, tick, 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 tick?
You'd be surprised to hear I have a spreadsheet.
Nice.
I'm not ticking them off as such. I will just
Mentally,
at the end of the year
mentally tick.
compare it to my BGG list, and
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
it's kind of easy enough to do that way, isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah. And we've got
Um,
other cool, sorry.
yeah, but I think it's then trying to factor in some of the bigger games that don't come out too often. Um,
Like
um,
Cyclades. Right.
like Cyclades. I'm putting out there Cyclades is staying even if I've not played it.
Yeah, fair, fair. But and we've got other stuff planning. So we're kind of sorted for Expo this year now, I
Expo
think.
sorted. Yep.
Yeah. So I think we can go on to start thinking about our AGM in the summer, which is our podcast get together where we definitely just spend hours debating the pros and cons of 10-point plans of podcasts and
Yeah.
maybe slip in a few games here and there.
Well, I
Uh,
think we're going to try and do, if Neil comes
it's
as
going to
a,
be the big weekend, right?
yeah, we're going to try and do the three Nemesis games back to
Mm,
back as a almost like a campaign.
yeah, it's so difficult, right, to get. We were kind of sort of looking at doing three different events, right? And then you had the brainwave, I think, of just putting it all in one, of rather than trying to find three weekends because it's so difficult to get them. Of doing something for Nemesis, something for the AGM, and being able to go to the Joy of Six miniatures con that we want to go to. We're just going to wrap it all in one big, exhausting weekend.
I'll be so tired by the end of
Yeah,
this.
but it should be really good. So we can go on and do what we need to do to get that planned. And then we've got in still feels in the distance, not sort of got too much going on it yet, but we've still got the ambition of Essen for the end of this year, right? So that will be
Essen is on the cards, is definitely happening.
we just need to get that planned. There's other stuff like we can't quite find the time so far for that Twilight Imperium game. It's not really been on the cards. I just worry that we'll get through the year and that not happen because those do take a lot of organizing because there's a lot of people to try and get it happening.
Yeah.
But we can do it. Maybe it'll just be towards the end of the year. Mm. On my side, my 12 months of Shelf of Shame dust offs got Detective City of Angels to the table in January.
Nice.
I only played it as a solo in prep for what was going to then be the following week Wednesday night group, and then I've just not been able to do the Wednesday nights for about 3 weeks. So I've got my head around it, and it's the way you can solo it, or play it as a sort of co-op game against the bot, as it were. Um, but actually, what I'm going to try and do, which isn't something I've done an awful lot of, so see how I get on, is sort of GMing it. There's a role called the Chisel. I don't know, it's in the rules somewhere. It's something gangstery in the 50s, who knows? Um, and you play as you're not quite playing as the gangsters, the bad guys. You are running the game basically for the group. And it's got all of the things in it that exactly what I expected and was wanting. That it is just the board game of that movie LA Confidential or LA Noir. So it's exactly ticking that box for me, which is really, really good. So only played it the once, but it has been ticked off the list, and hopefully um it'll get to the table properly in the next couple of weeks, so I can really say yeah, I've done that one. My next one we've had this month has kind of just been a painting month, which I've done all right.
Been
I've done
so jealous about because we've been trying to arrange a painting date, but
we have
unfortunately, my family have been getting in the way,
getting in the way.
wanting to spend time with me like the
Jobs and families, unbelievable.
idiots they are. Um,
And don't they understand? Don't they know? Haven't they met you?
yeah, I know. So yeah, so like every week I'm like, oh, doing some painting if you fancy joining us. No, I'm spending time with my family.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a weird one to just say, "Do you know, I'm not. And normally, particularly ever since getting my lovely board game table with the vault in it, I've normally had some sort of game in there that is either learning it for the Wednesday night group, or even something that Neil and I are playing, or it's just something I'm soloing. And it's been somewhat actually relieving. It feels like the wrong word. Sounds like I'm peeing, but not having the pressure of doing that for a month and just going, actually, I'm taking February, I'm not playing any particular game, trying to learn a game or anything like that and create the time to do, which is it's always because it's our dining room table, so it's a bit disruptive. And
Yeah.
so just kind of not doing that has been quite good. And yet I've, not done as much as I would have hoped as we're getting towards the end of February now, but I've done lots of little painting of the star, which we talked about before, so I don't need to bang on it anymore. But it is a lovely non-screen time thing to be doing with just podcast on, um, do some little daubs on these little things that we hope one day we'll get another game of, and that's been really good. Next month for me is learning Black Orchestra, which is a new game about the plot to assassinate Hitler. So back on it from next month.
The plot.
Yeah, you heard it right.
No, tell me about assassinating Hitler.
Well, I don't know yet.
Ultimately, you're just going to fail that game, though, right?
I hope not. I hope not. The whole point is to try and get rid of the bad guy. It is very much um what's that film called? Valkyrie with Tom Cruise in it. It's that really, and I think I don't really know much about it actually. It was bought a little bit on a whim. A um I think work placement type thing. But we'll see. We'll report back on that in the future. But look, what could be a more noble objective in a board game than trying to kill the most evil man who ever lived?
Yeah, I agree. Although, like, are we considering like a butterfly effect here? Like, what if a more evil man replaced Hitler?
Well, I mean, let's hope not. But I guess they could do board games on them in the future as well,
Okay.
as long as we all survive.
Yeah.
Uh, oof. Anything else for you for this episode, Paul? We're probably coming up on time, so anything else you want to
So I'll
chat about
very
today?
quickly touch on because I've moaned so much about the Winter King
Yeah, okay.
that finally we have got the English copy of the main rulebook manual thing.
Yeah.
We're not quite there ready to play our game because there is the Book of Mordred and a campaign that comes with that, which hasn't been released. I nearly came to sacking this off so many times, but it's so well laid out, it's so well illustrated, and it's really well written. So
Such a relief, isn't it?
I know. And it's interesting because it was translated from Spanish to
Yep.
English, and sometimes those things don't quite work out, do they?
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I'm more than happy with the translation, with the way it looks.
Yeah, some of the pages you shared screenshots of just look great. The fact it's got jousting in there, I'm sold.
I know. So yeah, whatever campaign we're starting with
Starting the jousting, yeah.
jousting tournament.
Very good. Well, lots to look forward to on that. So that was it. That was our 99th episode. Thank you, Paul. That was a good chat, I think. All good stuff. We're now just one episode away from that big 100. So make sure to like, subscribe, follow, whatever you need to do to not miss out on that mega episode. And so for now, thank you very much for listening. Whether you are trying for the first time or you've been here for all 99 or somewhere near that, thank you very much. We'll speak to you again really, really soon. Until then, have some great gaming and try having a 1 to your gaming. See ya.
Bye.
I'm having my 1.